Adidas might just have the best budget shoe of the year. Let's get into it.
The floor, the crowd on no, triple dreams, living solid law. I'm the MVP, shots call me Kobe. Rim breaking ankles, they don't even know me. Straight to the hoop, life in a loop. Fans in the stands.
What's going on, guys? Noah here from Driveway Hooper Reviews, and today we have an outdoor review on the Adidas Dame Certified 3, the budget model and third iteration of it from Damian Lilliards. Before we get started today, I just want to mention really quick, there will be timestamps at the bottom of the video, so if you are looking for any performance aspects outdoors in particular of the Adidas Dame Certified 3, they will be listed below and you can jump ahead. And also one more thing, 96.7% of you, I believe is the number, I'll have to check that later, but 96.7% are not subscribed. Please subscribe so we can get to 1,000 subscribers. At 500, I will be doing a giveaway actually on a fully custom pair of Nike GT Cut Academies from Nike by You. So all you gotta do to enter is literally just subscribe. When we hit 500, I'll pick somebody and you will win. So make sure to subscribe for that and not to miss any other reviews. Starting off with the tech specs of the Adidas Dame Certified 3, they retail for $85 US. I believe they released last year, maybe at the start of the season. This is the budget model. It's the third iteration, as the number might suggest. For the uppers, you've got some fake leather panels. This is what this kind of like highlighter, like guacamole green, is on the shoe, and that wraps around the entire shoe besides the back. The heel counter right here is just a very thin plastic. I'm not sure if there is an internal one. It feels like there is, so I assume there is. Then underneath this fake leather panel is actually just going to be a pretty thick textile material, and that material goes all the way throughout the shoe as well. You do have these three stripes. They are made of like also fake leather. They kind of feel like vinyl actually a little bit, but those go into the eyelets as well. The tongue is not gusseted. It is extremely like large. I don't know what they did to it, but it's quite thin. It is got fake leather, some like ribbed like meshing on it, and then at the top here this like fake neoprene material as well. The cushion is bounce, and it does have a top loaded pretty thick shank made of plastic, and the traction is going to be kind of like this wavy line pattern in the middle with translucent rubber in the center, and then on the outside you do have solid rubber. This stuff is a little bit harder, and this is going to be a pretty tight herringbone pattern. But starting off with the uppers and how they felt on the Adidas Dame Certified 3, playing them outdoors, I played about 3 weeks, maybe a month now, in these like religiously, like every day outdoors, and they've held up really well actually. So they're pretty comfortable. They don't look super comfortable just because, I mean, this is pretty thick paneling up here by the toe box where that fake leather is, but there was no uncomfortable spots, no hot spots or anything. There was a lot of heel slip at first. I did just want to mention that. It's a fairly low cut, as you can see. It doesn't go down too far. There's a good amount of padding in the back. It just doesn't hold your foot super well at first. It did take a while to break in, like I'm talking like after the first week of playing in it. So then after that there was no heel slip. I do have to crank down my laces quite a bit. This tongue is not super thick. Like I said, it's really large and you have to kind of fit it inside of the shoe. So it's kind of a weird tongue. But it never moved around or anything. It's not super thick, but there wasn't any like lace irritation or anything like that either. So I'm not really opposed to having a thinner tongue if that's the case, and it was. And yeah, the toe box was not uncomfortable at all. It didn't break in a ton. As you can see, there's barely any creasing on it. Maybe a little bit just on the medial side, but not a ton of creasing, and that's okay because they didn't feel bad. So this upper setup, very supportive. Lockdown is a little bit iffy though. The fit overall is just a little bit sloppy. There's a lot of room in the toe box, and these are pretty wide. But everywhere else did feel pretty good. I really didn't have an issue with this setup at all. It probably will trap a little bit of heat. It wasn't heating up too much for me, but just keep that in mind playing in these warmer summer months, as this fake leather is not going to breathe well. So I will say that. But overall, they felt pretty good, and I would definitely rate it good. Not great, just because there's a few things that it could do to be a little bit better. Moving on down to the cushion and how it felt on the Adidas Dame Certified 3. This cushion is amazing. This is a very good setup. It's just bounce foam, and then you do have a top-loaded shank that's just isolated to the midfoot. It's probably about that big, and it's pretty thick. It gives you a pretty good amount of torsional resistance. You can see that there, and you can't bend it too much. There's not a ton of forefoot flex either, but you do have a nice amount of pop in that with that shank. And this bounce foam is very comfortable. It is very easy to squish, very easy to compress. You get a lot of bounce, and it just felt really good. The strobo board is foam, I believe, so stepping comfort was actually really nice too. Once you really get this going, this is honestly, I would say right now, this is the best setup for cushion for a budget shoe I've tried so far. I've tried about 5 or 6 different models across different brands, from like Anta, Nike, and Adidas as well. But yeah, this is definitely the best cushion I've tried on a budget shoe in a long time. So overall, I would rate it great. There is nothing wrong with this. I mean, you get a lot of bounce, you get a lot of impact protection in the heel, and the forefoot felt pretty good too, even though it is caged within this kind of thinner rubber just outsole coming up on the shoe. But overall, this was a great setup for cushion, and I would definitely recommend this if you are really worried about cushion and that's the main thing you want in your budget shoe. I'd say go for these. Moving on down to the traction of the Adidas Dame Certified 3. Like I said before, it's just going to be this kind of gentle wavy lightning bolt pattern throughout the middle of the shoe in that semi-translucent color. And then on the outside you do have solid rubber, and it's going to be that kind of aggressive but thin herringbone pattern. And overall, this traction setup outdoors was not very good. It was just very hit and miss. Sometimes I'd have great grip, sometimes I'd completely slip out. You'll see in the B-roll, but I almost bit it a few times, which I don't appreciate. But yeah, traction is just kind of all over the place. You'll get some good grip, you won't other times. There's a lot of squeak to it if you do like that. But there's just not much consistency, not a ton for me to give me a really good rating for it. So I'm going to rate it decent. I just think it's not anything crazy, and it certainly could be a lot better compared to the Dame 9, which had a similar traction pattern. It was just kind of this pattern in the center here, and there was no herringbone on the outside, and it was way better. That was pretty elite traction actually, so kind of weird to see that this wouldn't do well. But yeah, overall this traction is just going to be decent. On to the durability of the Adidas Dame Certified 3, it's going to be kind of mid. Not too bad, considering the budget. It's only $85, which is pretty good. I got this pair for $40, by the way, on sale, so definitely look for sales for this shoe. But the uppers are very reinforced, so I think they actually will be really good for durability and abrasion resistance, because all this fake leather is pretty thick. I did wear down a few spots, and it does look like the paint, or whatever color it is kind of grinding down and turning into just like a darkish gray. So that's kind of weird, and it might look a little gnarly after a few months of wear. But cushion's going to be amazing for durability. It definitely will last a while. This is a very rubberized, very springy EVA foam they used, and then that shank too should help protect the foam and the longevity of the shoe. And then the traction is fairly soft, though. This is definitely the pitfall to the durability, is I can move this pretty good on the inside. Outside's a little bit harder, but these grooves are very thin and not super, thick. I'll show it on the B-roll a little bit, but I've got some fraying already on the toes, which isn't great, but it definitely could be worse, so I will say that. Overall, the durability is just going to be, I would say it's good, just because this is a budget shoe. And other than the traction, both the other aspects, the cushion and the uppers, are going to be great for durability, so I do think these will be good. As far as the fit goes for the Adidas Dame Certified 3, I'd say go true to size. I got a size 8. These fit like a size 8. They're right to my toe. They fit really well. They're just a little bit large in the toe box. I don't have a really large foot, so it's kind of a sloppy fit for me, but I don't think I could go down half a size, because they do fit pretty much up to my toes where I want them. So wide feet, they are very, they're very accommodating. You probably put an orthotic in it too, but these are pretty wide too. It's got a nice wide base. So I think wide footers just stay true to size as well, and you should be good. But my biggest takeaways for the Adidas Dame Certified 3 is probably the cushion is borderline as good as some signature shoes. This is very good cushion. I don't know why Adidas doesn't use bounce foam more. It's a very good cushion setup. It's very just springy. It's definitely really good for basketball. Casual wear, it's just going to be okay. It's a little bit more on the supportive side. So if you like something a little more plush, I'd say go for maybe the Dame 9 or just maybe a Nike shoe with Zoom. But this still has a really good amount of bounce to it, and overall is, I would say, the best cushion setup of a budget shoe I've tried this year. Second big takeaway for me is going to be the uppers. These are actually pretty comfortable uppers. They're very accommodating for wide or larger feet, especially in the toe box. There wasn't a ton wrong with them, to be honest. I thought this was a really good setup package for a budget shoe. The only constraint was, you're getting a pretty thin tongue, and the heel slip was pretty good amount of heel slip at first, but that does go away after a while. So overall, a pretty good upper setup that I do appreciate Adidas putting on a budget shoe. Last big takeaway for me is going to be the traction. This is just very hit and miss traction. It just is not consistent with the grip. It made me slip out a few times on not even really that slick of courts I was playing on, and I played on other courts that were more slick, and it was completely fine. So it's really just weird traction, and if you prioritize traction, I'd say probably don't go for these. They just don't grip super well. But that'll pretty much do it for today's review on the Adidas Dame Certified 3 Outdoors. Let me know what you guys think of this shoe, if you guys have them or want to get them, and whether you guys would pick them up. I think they're certainly worth $40 if you get it for that price, like I did. Also, the aesthetics of it look really good, in my opinion. I think these look probably better than the Dame 9. I feel like the Dame 9 almost looked like an unfinished version of this, other than the toe box of the Dame 9. I did like the toe box of the Dame 9 more. This one almost looks like a bowling shoe or something. It's kind of weird at the top, just looking top to down. It's like, what am I wearing here? But overall, very good shoe, very good basketball shoe. I'll probably pick up that pink pair once it goes on sale too. That pink and black one looks really good. So I'd say definitely pick these up if you're on a budget. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to sub too. Make sure. And I will see you in the next one.